Dear friends, in this video I'm going to tell you about one of the tools that is called Competence in Cards. This is the tool that will help you exactly understand what is in the competence framework that we are talking about. The competence framework on social entrepreneurship. As you know, this is quite a simple exercise which has two sets of cards. There is 8 players or 8 teams that can play it. And the reason why there is 8 people playing it, because in the competence framework there is 8 functions or 8 big parts or groups of competencies that we have specifically included for social entrepreneurship. Now, the way it goes is following. All the players which are involved in this exercise get to choose one of these competence cards. These competence cards are, for example, production and quality, leadership, analysis and knowledge, innovation and change, etc., etc. So 8 cards. Each of the players get their own card. If they know what is written on their card, if they are aware of this function, they know what marketing, communication, leadership, quality, production, etc. means very well. But if there is someone who doesn't know what's in the card, they have a few minutes to Google it to understand what this function or what this competence can potentially mean, and they need to maximum find the information to be able to play in this card. Once everyone is more or less okay and more or less knows what is the content of their competence, the leader takes the challenges card. Now, what's in the challenges card? Basically, you have a set of imaginary situations, imaginary conditions, which will be the base for this group of people to develop a social entrepreneurial solution. So, for example, one of these challenges says, your country is in crisis. Retired citizens have extremely large depression levels. How can you help them? This is the situation, this is the challenge, and your group will have 30 minutes to find a solution to it, coming up with several social entrepreneurial ideas. Also, each of the players will need to contribute to this discussion based on the competence, on the role that they have in their hand. So the ones who have the leadership will give the ideas, the ones who are talking about marketing will think about strategies how to market the business, the ones who talk about production will think about the product that this business might have. In 30 minutes, once the ideas are developed, the group will have some minutes to present their idea to the group of judges who will then give feedback on these ideas, saying what is good, what is need to be improved, what is there that will be working, what is it that will not be working at all. So based on this feedback, then the group will finalize their idea. When this part of the game is finished, the second part comes when every member of the group, each of the 8 people, gets 2,000 imaginary money, let's say 2,000 euros. And they can decide on which they would like to spend this money. They can only spend this money on activities, resources which will help them develop one or other competence. They can decide to put all the money, to invest all the money they have into one competence, or they can decide to put smaller amounts of money into different competencies. But the most important thing is that based on the competencies which they lack, they can decide their learning and development plan. They can decide the priority of what they want to learn and think also about how they would like to make this learning. Then the group can share with each other how they would like to do it and find different ways and share different resources that can help them actually develop the competencies decided.